So this is the entry to the cannabis factory. We actually had to dig up part of the road to make it safe, to get the electricity board to come up and use JCBs to get to the power cables. The actual door you can see now is where we forced entry. It was actually connected to the electricity as a booby trap to either harm officers or other criminals coming to rob the factory. As we go in, we can see electrical equipment and soil just discarded, which have been used for previous grows. Living conditions, you've got the toilet there with the water on the floor and electrical cables all over the place. Again, a shower cubicle, more toilets. So it shows that people have been living in here for a little bit of time. There are multiple rooms like this you'll see in the video, just containing cannabis plants at different levels of growth, therefore giving a continuous crop. Again, you can see wiring just all over the place. This is more the living area. So you can see they've customised it, TVs, sofas, American fridge freezers. So it's been established for a little while, and it's also the signs that there's sort of multiple people, or gardeners as we often call them, living and working here. Often this can be slavery, where they're forced to do it. It's unlikely in this factory that they're being forced physically and being bolted and locked in, which we've seen in other places, as they could get out. But equally, it could be being made to do it under fear of violence or debt. Again, here you can see some of the electrical works, which are being made safe by UK Power, but you can see it's just very, very dangerous and open circuits. Some of the wiring you'll see on the floor in a minute is what was connected to the door. Again, luckily the officers got devices to check to see if doors are booby trapped. You can see some of the thickness of the cable that was actually connected to the door handles would cause very, very serious injury. As we come in here, you'll see a hole that's been dug by the criminals into the floor to get to the main power cable coming into the building. That's about 10 foot deep. You can just see top left hand corner the black cable, which is about the thickness of a tennis ball. So you can see they got to that to tap into it. Really, really dangerous. It's not uncommon for these places to burn down. This room would have been a grow at some point. It's obviously been harvested, and there's a few odd plants left. As we walk through, you'll see loads of empty boxes, which is the lighting equipment and fans. These again, just more rooms full of plants. I think there's about 20 rooms in total. This is some of the waste product from the chemicals and old soil. Here we've got younger plants. Again, the waste product and old harvests. So either for disposal or they just leave it here over time. Old pots and soil. There's hundreds of old pots of soil now, which will be for previous grows. Here you've got a ladder, which they use an escape method. They've actually built this concrete wall or breeze block wall, and they squeeze over a tiny breeze block sized gap and punch through a plasterboard wall. Up to the second floor, again, you've got an internally built rooms. These plasterboard and wooden framed rooms have been built. Again, sleeping accommodation. Very interesting wiring. This would have been a nursery or the start of a nursery, very, very small plants. This factory and others, the Hunting and Neighbourhood team over the last couple of years have secured about £10 million in cannabis. We've taken off criminals, and we often recover the cash related to it as via the Proceeds of Crime Act as well. We're very, very keen on that, which means we can reinvest the money into crime and community events. The factory was actually spotted by one of the neighbourhood officers on foot patrol. Noticed that some brand new CCTV cameras had gone up on a deserted building. Some really good police, and the officer thought it was a bit strange, inquired a bit more. heard what he believed was fans, put 2 and 2 together, and about 10 minutes later we were inside. Again, you can just see wiring everywhere, and when you see that wiring, obviously it's mixed with water. It's just so dangerous. It took the electricity board or UK Power Networks hours to make it safe, and that's on top of having to dig up part of the road.